Hello, everyone. Welcome back to News You Can Use. I know I'm a little late on this one, but I had another video I needed to finish. So let's get to the important stuff. No, we're not going to talk about Denver today. This one is from the Curious, investigating the accuracy of wheelchair push counts measured by fitness watches. So, you know that the people in wheelchairs were kind of sedentary, and that impacts our health. And so they're trying to design, especially for those who use manual wheelchairs, a way to calculate their strokes with their arms. And so that will tell the doctor and others and themselves how much exercise they're really doing. So I think this is great. I don't think it's out yet. So we will wait for that important app. And I think it is justified. So that'll help you figure out, how much exercise you're really getting. So good for them. We'll keep an eye out to see when that comes out. We're going to go to France through the Daily Herald. And there is a brief video that talks about Paris and their preparations for the 2024 Olympics. And as we all know, Paris is an older city, much older than cities here in the United States. And some of the sections of the city are just not accessible. So Paris is working their little tail off to make sure that they are ready for 2024 for the Paralympics. So you can imagine trying to make workarounds and preparing buses. So I have trust in Paris. I'm trusting you, Paris, to really get ready for the Paralympics and for all these wheelchairs and those who are disabled to be able to maneuver around your beautiful city. It's probably going to be a challenge, I'm sure, but I think it's worth it. And Paris will learn a huge lesson on accessibility. So, well, as we know, going to Ireland through the Irish Times, it's not only us in the United States, but also in Dublin. They have issues of accessibility. And it reads, a day out in Dublin as a young wheelchair user, broken glass, dog poo, full buses, and out of order ramps. So they're going through the same things we are. And hopefully Dublin will also look into the possibility of making buses more accessible, putting more buses available for workers and those who need to accessibility in their buses. But here is a teenager who really struggles to get from point A to point B. So it reads, I'm waiting for a bus in South Dublin suburb with my friend Emma. The sun is shining, and I am excited at the prospect of a day out in Dublin. I'd like to say excitement is all I'm feeling. But as a teenager with a disability, I have cerebral palsy, and a wheelchair user, there are mixed emotions, fear and worry, with a generous side order of existential dread. These feelings are not groundless. They are based on years of trying to navigate the city I call home on four wheels. As the bus approaches, I try my best to push these negative feelings down. I've got my coupons for free coffee in my pocket and a day of retail therapy and ice cream ahead. So there are struggles for all of us in whatever city we're in. But of course, these cities in Europe are older than ours, and they struggle a little bit more than we do. So a message to you, Dublin, which is the home of my grandparents. Get accessibility going, hey? You have wheelchairs all over the place, and it's important for your people to be able to get from point A to point B. Work it out, people. So here we are. I think this is NPR, and here the title is "Why Do Wheelchair Repairs Take So Long?" Well, I think you and I know that before this news article came out. But, oh yes, this is another big problem. And it reads, when Mercia Buembo's wheelchair got a flat tire in a Home Depot parking lot, Buembo had to miss 3 days of work while it was being repaired. And as he related to NPR, the repairs cost him $700. To afford that costly repair, he said, I had to skip buying groceries. Imagine that. For the users who rely on them, wheelchairs are essential devices. But Buembo's wait time is not unusual. If anything, it's on the low end. And paying an exorbitant amount out of pocket for wheelchair damage acquired through no fault of the user's own isn't uncommon either. There are over 5 million wheelchair users in the United States, according to a 2021 University of Pittsburgh study. More than half of all their wheelchairs need repairs on an average of every 6 months, and fixing them can take months at a time. And as we all know, there's a shortage of workers, there's a shortage of materials. There's a lot of us out there. And there is a suit out there to the companies who own these products that we need. And we've, said to the courts, hey, we want permission to go ahead without breaking the liabilities on and the insurance on our wheelchairs to go ahead and get them fixed so we can get back to work. So Connecticut Wheelchair Reform Coalition created a task force devoted to investigating and setting limits on wheelchair repair turnarounds. Their work includes collecting stories of users whose wheelchairs have been damaged and the length individuals have had to go through in order to get their wheelchairs fixed and usable again. So I know that states are dealing with it differently, and there are suits out there going on so that this can be corrected. So there's little subtitles through this article. Our streets are falling apart, and so are our sidewalks. One wheelchair user interviewed by the Los Angeles Times said she and her partner have attempted to fix her wheelchair at home using duct tape. So these are just some of the statements that NPR has picked up. It's a good article to read. But if you're new to wheelchairs, this is something to prepare for. And hopefully in a couple of months, we'll have this all straightened out to figure out ways to get our wheelchairs checked often and get them repaired and prevent. I don't know how you can prevent, but I don't know if it's the quality of the wheelchairs. I don't know if it's the I think it's a combination of things. The quality of the wheelchairs, the quality of our roads, parking lots, sidewalks, and the lack of workers. So we'll have to keep on working at it. So, folks, that is the end of News You Can Use. And remember that you and I are part of the solution. Take care and see you in the next one.